says, I am ready. Yes, good evening, our president. Malo Houston in Germany. Stephen Jampo and Koforidia. Freddy. Kwesi Serku Afra from Kwabenya, listening to the best radio show. Said Bimpong, aka Obo. Mr. Steven Agla, Nana in Spankers, Dr. Cynthia Tego says, yes, the third force president. Radio president. Bayar from Community 9. While I am in Community 9, let me say good evening to Ajiman Joseph. Ever faithful, ever loyal. I have a very tricky show. Big thank you to all who turned up at Akomufie this weekend to honor Nana Akuma on her 60th anniversary on the throne. Ascended the throne at age 18. Still there, going strong. Quiz play time is over. Probably the last Monday he's going to instruct me. We're going to miss him. Who's leaving us, sadly. Folks, but we start the way we start. Until the Lions have their own historians, the tales of hunting will always glorify them. You know, I'll say that again. Well, folks, I said until the Lions have their own historians, tales of hunting would always glorify the hunter. Hello and welcome to the most opinionated hour on radio and the nation's thought-provoking hour. My name is Nana Ansah Kwao IV, Chief of the Little Republic of Akwamudu Masa, and I say thank God it's Monday. Welcome to another episode of That's My Opinion, only on Joy 99.7 FM. Every Monday at this time, make it a point to tune in. Folks, and our pick today, this will generate a great debate, I think. Well, today I am saying there are no bad politicians. There are no bad politicians. So gather round, sit around, and let us all make truth good. Now I can almost hear the debates going on. Say, man, okay. Someone is saying, Nana, come on, come again. All our problems in Africa and Ghana can be traced to bad politicians. So how can you say there are no bad politicians, considering the times that we live in? If there's one thing that we don't lack as Africans or Ghanaians, that's bad politicians. And indeed, folks, we can even export some. We can export some countries want them. Well, today I'm saying, folks, there are no bad politicians, particularly in Ghana. Folks, it's been a while since I told you a story. Those of you who used to, follow, I used to always have a story to tell. And it's been a while since I tell you a story. So here we go, folks. Once upon a time, I had an old car, which used to give me so many problems. So I was so kind became like a second home. Now, I wanted an engine to buy, which was a nightmare. Now, I had a guy who would help me anytime I went there. He's like an agent. Only God knows why, one needs an agent to buy used parts, but he was like an agent. His name was Kofi. So he bought 3 engines, folks. All did not work. And anytime we returned, even though it was within the week, guarantee period they give you, we never got full payment back. Stories. Then we needed a master board, whatever that thing was. We had to leave a deposit in advance. At the time, 300 CDs. The master board never came. The money never came. Eventually, we got the engine. Later, someone said they wanted the old engine from the car. And some of the parts that we had changed. The 1 month food is another month's poison. Indeed. So I called Kofi. He gives me stories to the fact that he sold the parts without telling me. Parts that, we took out of the old car. He sold them for a few hundred cedis, he says. Like the automatic transmission, the whole gearbox, stuff that could have given us a few thousands was in hundreds. So the story was that, folks, any time that Kofi was involved in a deal, there was some story. And this went on for about a year and a half. I was going there again. And I've called him. Say, look, babe, I need another part or something. Help me with something. And a good friend of mine said to me, aren't you fed up with this guy? He's always ripping you off, yet you keep going to him. So I asked him, why don't you feel sorry for me? And he was like, no. The guy has never been anything other than dishonest to you. From day one, you keep going there. Why should I feel sorry for you? Maybe I will be true, but you keep going there. So why should I feel sorry for you? In fact, he said that he'd been very constant in ripping you off. And I'm sure what he wanted to say is that, my friend, you know something, what's up? Wise up and wasting my time. But out of respect, he chose his words carefully. So at this point, I had no defense. I was aggrieved. Folks, if you ever watch Pelican Brief, old movie or book, read the book by John Grisham, Denzel Washington plays a lawyer. And one day a guy walks to his office, all buttoned up. This guy is battered, bruised. So he asks, what happened to you? The guy says, I fell in a hole in the pavement. As a lawyer, you could see a twinkle in his eye, and he was going to sue the city authorities. This is money. So he has a bandaged man. There were no warning signs. The guy said, oh, yeah, there was. He said, but the only one, right? The guy says, no. Okay, so there were only 2 signs. The guy says, oh, 3. He says, So you walk past the first sign, you walk past the second sign, and the third sign, then you fell in the hole. The guy says, correct. You could see the disappointment in the lawyer's face. He says, that's very good. You have a very strong case. Take my card. I'm very busy right now. Come back later. This too was a polite way of saying that, don't waste my time. Folks, you see, from 92 till date, I'm telling you that politicians have been extremely consistent. And without a shadow of doubt, they have been predictably consistent. During campaign, we see them. Folks, some of them are so sorry they can't even afford the money for transport. You have to ask, just say, bro. They depend on tips just so that they can move about. They show up at every funeral, folks. Even if your sheep died and you decided to hold a burial service, so far as it's near the campaign season, they will show up. That they do with it. Folks, when they get into power, they will drive the most expensive cars, mostly 4-wheel-drive, tinted windows. Some will have drivers and bodyguards, all paid for by you and I. And they will become very difficult to see or even to get hold of them. Again, folks, they have not gone back on their promise, on that attitude. They always make us promises that they can keep. They will bring manifestos out of which they will not execute all, and they will find a reason for what. That too, for without fail, is guaranteed. He told us, whether we win or lose, you will pay us our bonuses. Name it, ex gratia, whatever it is. Whether we win or lose, you will pay us. And folks, even if they do, and as they always do, leave the country in a worse state than they found it, we still have to pay them. The guy comes, makes a total mess. So you still have to give him a cushy retirement. And so it is. So despite the billions of dollars upside down debt, when they are going, you and I will have to find for them a healthy living patch. Folks, that's no secret. That's no secret. They will borrow in the name of the state. They will come and tell us, clap for us. We've been able to borrow money with some fun terms, after which, folks, when they have finished and gone, again, we will be saddled with the debt, coupled with the mountains of interest. At the moment, we can't even service the debt. But for now, in the meantime, clap for us, because we will be able to raise X amount of euro bonds and X amount of euro bonds. I mean, you have to praise us, because we got so much money that no other government is able to give. I have never been able to get my head around it. So they will borrow and borrow and borrow, they do. Folks, that is a fact. So far as they are in power, folks, everything is okay. If you think it's not okay, then you're a member of the opposition. Even if you are amongst them, they throw caution, you may be given to their own party wolves to eat you up. This too, folks, have been hidden from us. It's in the media, it's in our faces all the time. The people who are really bothered about dirty water and the poison in the environment, it means you are in the opposition. Because if you're within the party, it is not as bad as you are making it to be. Can you imagine? It's you say you. And if you're in the party, it cannot be that bad. It's only if you're in the opposition who say, hey, you're bad. The sudden increase in wealth, the show of money, the sudden increase in wealth and show of money when they're in power. Oh, yes. When in power, the game is very beautiful. And it's done, folks, in our faces. But you may ask, why don't politicians just do right by themselves? I don't know, or do right by themselves. I laugh whenever I hear that. Folks, after we are charging them hefty millions of dollars, you see this crowd, just to give them that position to come and serve. What do you expect? Folks, assuming a politician was going around this time saying, I'm an expert in negotiations, and if you vote me, I'll go and negotiate best deals. We'll probably slap away the negotiations. Imagine somebody going up and down, says, listen, I am a green expert, and when I come to Ghana, I'm going to, Ghana is going to go green. I'm so much now, green thing. Get money, put the dollars down, and let's vote for you. So after that, how do you ask him to do right by himself? Folks, if after evidence and the consistency I have given you, if you still think that they are bad politicians, then I'll wait for you to tell me when we get to the point. The problem we have here, folks, in Ghana is bad voters, bad electorates. Yes, the issue is very bad voters. Folks, I saw a group of people following a politician, and the road on which they had traveled from and the road on which they were. And if you see the excitement and the drama and the happiness, work is almost extinct. I mean, these politicians have declared mission. Until the problem. Folks, until we declare our position, because if it's gotten to the point where somebody poisons your whole water and you're still excited, happy, then somebody's a bad politician. You say, and you say politician is bad. Or you're bad, that so five we see you. I can't throw the way. Bad. Call me and tell me. And it's 0302 216 541. Hello. Yes, sir. Hey.
You have to give me my stone.
Just
on this show, there's never been a Monday on this show that I haven't mentioned that if you vote for these two mistakes, you are the genesis of our problem. And that is exactly what you're talking about today. These people have shown their true intention. 3 decades and counting. It's still the same mess over and over, and they keep debating who did the worst job, who messed us up the more, and yes, still you still vote for them. So who's the problem? Is it you or them? And never make us say, what come after me? Let somebody else come.
Me that's in a question. 0302216441. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Nana, this is Kwao
IV. Let me hear you.
Yeah, Nana, this is my first time on your program.
Yes, I haven't.
And I'm quite excited about the topic. And I think you just nailed it. But it's our education. What do people expect? Everybody expecting nothing about what the politicians tell them.
Yeah.
Nana, it's a shame that I think that what you can do for us going forward is to educate the people of what we have and what we are giving them, rather than they telling us what they want to give us. And I'm sure that citizens will become aware of what the problem really is, and then we can move from there. Thank you very much.
Thank you too for 0302165541. Hello, who's to me?
Chief, I hope you're doing well.
Oh, doing well, my brother.
I think from the beginning, a lot of people might not side with you, but after presentation, it is clear that people should understand what you mean by the politicians should be blamed. And what you may actually see, the politicians are consistent, but we the voters, we are not. It doesn't seem to be sensible or wise when you have a wife and your wife keeps telling you, you don't like whatever you have. You keep on complaining, but you are not ready to leave your wife. So the issue is you can't leave your wife, just be quiet and deal with her. We the electorate, you complain a lot, and what you complain about, you tolerate it. And the politicians has also observed, for the voters or the Ghanaians, they will be talking. But in the end, we would fight. So until we change our mind and be steadfast and decide what we want, they will still be doing whatever they are doing. I think this is one of the greatest presentations that you've made. The essence of we agree or disagree agreeably is the essence of your program. God bless for your show.
God bless you too, Joseph. Hello, and who's talking to me?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello, good evening. How are you?
Very well. Who am I talking to, please?
My name is Neil. I'm calling from Musu.
Neil, let me hear you.
Anna, this is the first time I'm ever getting to your program.
Wow, thank you.
And look, today you've been. I'll give you a thumbs up. Let me charm out, Anna.
But that's it.
These are the kind of voices we hear. These are some of the things that I believe if it's always drummed into our ears, we will learn. And I have one thing to say about Galamsey.
Sure, let me hear.
Look, it saddens my heart to be called a Ghanaian. Look, I cry every time I see or hear, politicians, i.e. NBP politicians, defending this criminal act. Then I ask myself, where did they go wrong? What is the problem with us? Our agenda for overnight wealth, the level of greed. Look, I swear to God, even Satan would be sad. Telling you, Nana, look, please forgive me. I'm going to be a bit hard and harsh. The level of stupidity and foolishness. Nana, look, even if in my dreams I can sit down. My brothers and sisters in the villages, Nana, potable drinking water. The small they have, because of your stupidity and your foolishness, you are destroying it. And reports are coming out that babies are being born with a whole lot of problems, and still you don't care. What is our problem, Nana? What is our problem? What do you need? So recently, I heard Ablakwa and then, what is that name? This minister, Onkuma. And when Ablakwa was asking him questions about his constituency, he was trying to drive the guy as in he's using his office as a bull pulpit. Are you serious? The family were to be very like that. Would you be happy? No, what is wrong with our heads? What is wrong with us? And I'll speak down for once. But now, after they grow home, expecting them to be wise, then they are being stupid. And now, please, don't stop talking. The youth of this country will forever listen to you. Don't stop talking. Please keep talking. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Because of your passion, I'll let you go on. I share the passion too. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello, Nana.
Yes, sir.
This is George.
George, me hear you.
I'll be teacher, my wife.
That's it.
Wonderful one. But he used one of our terms. I would love to see the generation. A place where he said, we used to take it. Not in your papa, Chanchamas, something like that. Anyway, let me go straight to the point. I think we are the problem. We the electors are the problem. Nana, I belong to some platform. There is this guy who is he has his master's in engineering, blah blah blah, and this guy was defending the how the exchange rate is. He was telling us that it's not bad comparatively. Nana, you go school nearby, and he's always bragging with his masters. And you can do such analysis. And there is one guy who has been here. I don't tell you, brother, don't start. It's not that. Banana, our politicians are making full of fun. Let me tell you, they make you poorer so that when it is time for election, they give you something small that will entice you for you to accept that money, for you to vote for them. And if you don't take it, they will continue to make us poorer into more than this.
Thank you very much, my brother. 0302 216 541. Hi, Nana. Please, I beg to differ. The two are the available options now. But the truth is, we didn't see the politicians like this in this shape and form under the former. God bless. Francis in Accra. And then, hello.
Hello, Nana. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes,
yeah, let me hear you.
Yeah. For me, I've made my mind since I started listening to your program. So I'll never follow them like the way they see us as what a fool. So I will not follow them again. And I really want to hear anything to them again because they are as what a fool. So for me, I made my mind. I started your program. Thank you.
Thank you very much. 0302216541. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello, good evening.
Yes. Class pre. Shem, let me hear you.
Maybe I'll keep on coming up with a solution. All media houses that are the foremost of doing this media work should not host any politically colored person in Ghana until this issue is resolved. Let's not even call them for their opinions until they solve this issue. Let us not call them because we know, or it's been stated that we know the people who are doing it. And then if an armed robber commits a war crime, you catch them. Shatawale and Medical just brandish the weapon. Look at the forced way you clamp it down on them as if they have committed an atrocious sin. The road is being committed, the road crime is being committed, and we're politics. Media houses let's not call them. We want to hear from them. That's my solution for today. Thank you very much, Nana.
Thank you very much, too. 0302. Hello, who's talking to me?
Yeah, hello, Nana.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm Beth.
Beth,
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let me hear you.
Okay, so the problem of this country, I keep saying that it starts with our parliament, right? I didn't listen to the beginning of the conversation. I joined it late, but I guess you are talking about the kind of voters that we have.
Sure.
And I believe that more independent parliamentarians in parliament. And a lot of things in Ghana can change through. I heard one person talking about Galamsey. Sorry. In a civilized society, this is just a three-word statement. No more Galamsey, period. And that is it. Those foreigners who are doing this country, right? When you go to their countries, you can't even use a spoon to scoop a sand from anywhere. But they are here destroying our lands, and no, just simple three-word statement. No more galamsey. We can't do it, and we are talking, blaming each other in parliament and then minister issues. I mean, I just sit down and laugh. Sometimes I don't like, okay, you say I'm not a Ghanaian. Let me see what these guys are doing. And I'll be laughing. I just position myself like that. I don't want to be like I'm a Ghanaian. Let me just pretend I'm a foreigner and see what these guys are doing to themselves. Just a common statement to say, stop galamsey. Nobody in the country has that authority. Even though the authority is there, it's not being used. And this is the country that, Mama, let me just leave it so that I won't even be angry.
Thank you very much, my brother. 0302216541. Hello, who's talking to me?
Good evening, Nana.
Good evening.
This is Isaac James. Nana Nyankwanda.
Medasi, Isaac, let me hear you.
Nana, I have always been saying that truly NBC and MPP are our biggest problem in this country. Because since 1992, when we are still in democracy, these two parties have led this country and they have led us the wrong way.
But how did they lead? You give them power.
We keep giving them the chance. We keep giving them. So my plea to Ghanaians that this time, let us change. Let us try to change because these people are hurting us. They don't think of this country in one bit. All they want is how to enrich themselves.
Let me come in here 1 second before you continue. Now, you see, if we give them the power, I it because we don't ask for accountability, or is it just giving them the power where the mistake is? So we have MPP, we have NDC. It doesn't matter who brings to power, but if you bring the person to power and you demand accountability, I think it's the bringing to power and going to sleep is what they is, or
because we have given all the powers to the politicians. Like, so immediately you vote them in power, they do things on your behalf you can't ask for accountability because the laws protect them. So it's time we change some laws. We change some laws to limit the powers that are given them, so that we can demand more accountability from them.
Thank you very much. 0302216541. Oh, who's talking to me?
Yes, Nana.
Yes,
within the team, I'm still calling on Sprintex.
Let me hear.
There's no politician out there. They are bad journalists and bad journalists. Who vote? I'll add an analyst story.
Sure.
Because most of the journalists have interest on the political circles. They talk on their interest, not to help the state, especially on Galamsey. Today you can see it has making as if the agenda they are playing over. Galamsey is not today. But why is it close to election year? You find every journalist, Galamsey. The journalists are also part of it. Most of the journalists are also doing Galamsey. But when it happens, they don't talk. When the government try to seize machines, burn machines, try to jail people, you find the same journalists coming, actually say, add them here burning machine. If we think the Galamsey are affecting us, people are dying, and we're supposed to fight hard on them for them to stop, the same journalists will come. What they remove the word? Is we under the law? Now you want them to go back and fight. When the president said, I'm putting my president on the line, instead of all of us to help the president, it becomes only the president who walks. Today, the same Joy FM.
As for that one. As for that one.
Let me put Joy FM under this thing. Same Joy FM. Machines, not then yes, I'm catching people. Galamsey, on our homes. Do we also talk to them? Those waters are they spoiling. The same waters are yes, the same people are from the villages. The town people, the town folks are probably spoiling it. But we come and blame government.
I agree with you to a point, and I disagree with you largely, but I agree with you to a point that yes, I know that sooner. I'm of the view that when you need to straighten a nation, you can't always go by the book, by the book, by the book. Sometimes you have to bend the book a little bit to get done. But if the president is putting his presidency on the line, I don't know let's be there. Hello, who's talking to me?
Yeah, good evening, Nana.
Yes, sir.
Your friend of Fayajim. I'm speaking from Dansoma.
Let me hear, my brother.
My contribution is, you see, when we were in secondary school, we had clubs. So I think your program is very educative. I wish even it is also done in fee. Mm-hmm. But I think we should have this, you should organize these clubs in the schools and the communities so that you do your teachings to the community. Because you see, Ghana here, we are supporting the MPP and NDC as we support Has and Kotoko. Mm-hmm. Whether they are doing well or not, we want them to win the league. So that is our problem. I think we need education as the clubs were formed in the olden days, mm-hmm. so that we will be, or our children will be educated more, and then they will know whom to choose, how to vote. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. 0302265541. Hello, who's talking to me?
Hello?
Yeah.
I'm Mr. Abu Alasan.
Abu Alasan. Yes, sir. Calling from?
Calling from Ayurbi.
Let me hear you.
Yeah. One, I've not been a regular caller. This is the first time I'm calling.
Yeah.
But one thing I've realized that people who started and voted for MPP failed them. They all the time blend all parties that they are all the same. Let's do this. Let's change them. There's no proper NDC person. Somebody who supported NDC, voted for NDC, will come out and say, oh, NDC and MPP, they are all the same because they vote for NDC last election. NDC didn't win. How do you compare them to MPP who is in power and they are not performing? So I see that all people come out and say that, or NDC, MPP, they are all the same. Let's forget them or let's them out, or we shouldn't vote them.
I agree with you largely, but I'm looking at the thing at the national. You see, because it's a sum total. And so I agree with you to a certain point, but then I disagree. If we sit down and start saying a way, that's why we're here. A culture of not demanding accountability has got nothing to do with MPP or NC. Generally, people who support a particular party won't demand accountability from their party, and it's a problem. I don't want you to pigeonhole it too much. Hello, who's talking to me?
Nana, good evening.
Yes, sir.
Nana, what is it? From Razak.
Razak, let me hear you.
The Patoa, I am the your religious leaders. Omo enisa ya hawibo omo ntimi pe yenim enka no kro asime si bebi a wo kono de wo ye no enkwala no ebe ha omo daache ama the leaders no political leaders no enya ho omo di ehwamo no ye no nana ebe 20 years ama eba enkwala no ye ho be yo. See, I know religious leaders are more man can Ukraine and Yanin paying for no motives is here. No, should you Galamsa Ghana? Should you multi politics I Ghana? Offer any more religious leaders not come. I'm not saying for any antabai. I know more to yes, someone Nana. You can be so more religious leaders no or more.
All hands on deck. That's what he's saying, that the religious leaders should speak. Hello, and who's talking to me?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good evening, Nana.
Good evening.
Yeah, Abu Muhammad is my name.
Abu, let me hear you.
yeah, it's not like we don't demand accountability, but we've given them too much power that even if you ask them to accountable, they will not do. What happened to Domelevo when he had wanted to set record straight, and then the other chief prosecutor who vacated his position, and then this second guy who is in position right now, he came to say that they don't allow him to do his work as he's supposed to do. And then the other guy, Dr. Mpomba as well. So the people know what they have to do, but they will not do it. When you give them the power, you ask them you give them too much power. Therefore, we have to do different things. We are not doing the same thing and expect different results. So let's now improvise. Let's improvise and do different things. They will talk sweet. Nana tell all of us he has putting his presidency on the line. More like he has sworn that if he did not fight Galamsey, we should even hang him. Something like that. So if person do something, he let him betray you. Who should come talk sweet word for you to leave? We are no more daft anymore. What these politicians should understand that the new generation of you, they are something different. Though. Many of us have nothing to lose. So you have something to lose. You have all the properties. You have invested in many places. So you are supposed to be the person who should make sure that this country is at peace. Those of us who have nothing to lose, if this country is so we have nothing.
Nothing is worth dying for. Everything is worth living for. Remember that. Everything is worth living for. And this is from all the opinion from myself. Say a big thank you to Abeku Sakofi, who's always been on the one and say who ever sled and strolled back home. That's